All right, can you guys see and hear me? Can y'all see and hear me at all? Do I sound better? I don't know if anybody can see me. Okay, good. You guys can see me. Okay. Okay, good. And it sounds better? Okay, good. I don't know what was going on with StreamYard, and I like to use StreamYard because I can show you guys my Instagram page. So that just sucks because I had everything planned out for my Instagram page, but StreamYard's audio is getting horrible. And I noticed it in my playback last week that it would have these weird sounds and I didn't understand why. So I don't know, you guys. The internet is overwhelmed and just shit is glitching, but I haven't changed anything. I didn't mess with any audio settings, any camera settings. So, oh, that just sucks. But hey, you guys, everybody who was on Facebook, I hope y'all come to YouTube because this doesn't stream to Facebook, unfortunately. And that's why I like doing it on StreamYard because that way the Facebook people could watch too. But I told all of them to come here. Let me tell them one more time. Give me just a second. Okay. Yeah, just come to YouTube, you guys. So let me log off of StreamYard. Mm, what is this? Okay. All right, you guys. So let me see. We have a bunch of people in here now. Okay. We're gonna wait till more people come in. How's everybody doing tonight? I hate like glitches and stuff like that because it just fucks up the damn flow. It's so annoying. We're gonna wait till we get 1,000 people in here. Right now we're at 7:36. So let's see here. They are hiding a lot of your videos and taking them off notifications. I've been hearing that. A lot of my, well, unless they're celebrity videos, they're not coming up. Even a lot of my live stream videos, you just have to be at the live stream and know that I did a live stream. They're not coming up in like just your general notifications. I've been hearing that a lot. Somebody said, oh crap, I almost missed this. No, you're fine. We're just starting. We're waiting for everybody to come in here. Let me read this super chat here. Best Gray says, hey T, how are you? I'm doing okay, Best Gray. So while we wait for 1,000 people to get in here, we're at like 9:30. Um, Yesterday was very interesting. I had went out yesterday with my youngest son because he's been kind of cooped in the house. So he asked me to get him like those basketball hoops you can put on the back of your door. So he's like, "Can you give me one of those hoops? I'm bored." So I said, "Okay, fine." So we took a trip to Walmart. We had our masks, we had our gloves and everything. But when I tell you, I have to be honest. I don't know what happened. All I know is that as I was at Walmart, I just started feeling really hot. And everybody who knows me knows like I'm anemic, so I'm always cold. And I'm like taking my coat. I was like, oh my God, I just feel so hot. So I was taking off my coat. Then I just started feeling real funny. We got in the car and I was like, yo, I got to get home. I was like, I'm just not, I said, I feel real funny. And so as we're going home, I'm like trying to drive and make it up the driveway. It's like I just felt like really lightheaded all of a sudden. I don't know where it came from, but I felt real lightheaded. And so when I got in the house, I ate a salad. And I remember I posted some stuff on Instagram. And the next thing I know, I was knocked out. I was like knocked out. And this had to been like around like 9-ish, 10-ish. And usually I stay up late. I was knocked out. Because I woke up this morning. I'm like, who the hell done posted this goofy ass Nene Leak song on my shit? I didn't even know I had posted that Nene Leak song. That shit wasn't a hit. I'm sorry. And I didn't know what. I was like, when the hell did I post this? Like, I was so out of it. But I woke up, like, I actually got some sleep. Whatever it was, like, it just knocked me out. I actually, like, slept. And then I woke up, like, around 9 o'clock this morning. I felt, like, a lot better. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's in the environment. I don't know. Like I said, I had on my mask. But I do not know. All I know is when I got back from Walmart, I was physically drained. We were only there for like 20 minutes. It wasn't like we was there for an hour. We went, we got the basketball hoop, we grabbed a few food items, and we got the hell up out of there. But I don't know. It drained me. It's something going on in this environment. It drained me, and I just went straight to sleep. I just went straight to sleep. And usually that's not normal. Thank you guys. I too am glad that I'm okay, and I'm here to see another day and live stream with you fine people. Okay, but yeah, it's getting scary out there. So we have over 1,400 people in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We can go ahead and start the show. So I know a lot of y'all were looking at the title. Y'all were like, what the hell does fat meat is greasy mean, T? You and these damn titles. You guys know, like I stated in my previous live stream, that I am doing these titles to kind of throw YouTube off, because anytime you title it with, the C word, they automatically come for your videos. They hide it in the algorithm. People can't, watch the videos. They can't search for them. It won't show that I'm live streaming. But when I use these funny titles, people see me live streaming. They know to just come on in. So fat meat is greasy is an old Southern saying. For y'all who've never heard about that, when you say you don't believe that fat meat is greasy, that basically means that you need to learn. You're going to learn the hard way. Okay, you're going to learn that fat meat, okay, pig fat, damn it, cow fat, just whatever fat on the meat, it's greasy. And a lot of people don't believe things until shit comes to pass. So me saying that fat meat is greasy is basically a shot at the mainstream media. Because for so long, how long have I been doing these live streams where we've been talking about wearing masks, wearing gloves? So many of us were clowned in public. We were called fearmongers, weirdos. You walking around here with gloves. You're taken from the medical establishment. But to me, I always felt that was bullshit. Now, I understood. I don't agree with hoarding. Don't get me wrong, okay? Hoarding is not okay. But my issue is, does this even make sense? So masks only work for one sector of the population? So only when a healthcare professional puts on a mask, all of a sudden they're protected. But when a regular person wears it, there's no protection? Like, does that make sense to you guys? That's how I was like, are they really trying to sell this? They're not even making any sense. When I lived in LA, I saw Asian people all the damn time. Wasn't no damn coronavirus. Asian people was always walking around with masks on their face. I didn't understand why, but they did. But now, reading up on shit, I know LA has a lot of pollution. So that's why a lot of them wear masks, because of the pollution in LA. And China also has a lot of pollution. So didn't y'all find that strange that they were saying that mask doesn't help regular people like you and me? But all of a sudden, when it gets into the hands of a doctor, it's, the gates of heaven opens up and the mask automatically works on them. It's like, get the hell out of here. But now what's going on is that the mainstream media and everybody's now preaching that regular people need to walk around with masks because it's gotten that bad. Today was the highest death rate in New York City. A lot of people are now coming out talking about they too had the coronavirus. There was a DJ I posted on my page earlier this morning, and he was talking to Isaac Hayes III. And he was talking about how he now has coronavirus, and he just sounded so bad. And I told you guys a while ago, a few years back, I almost died from pneumonia. I got pneumonia in my lungs. That's how my lungs got really scarred. I had the lungs of a 70-year-old, but I still dance and, do what I had to do. So I'm proud of myself. I may not be the best damn dancer on TikTok, but for somebody with 70-year-old lungs, I think I do pretty damn good, okay? But, watching him struggle for breath and the way he was talking, you guys, that's exactly how I sounded, and that's really how I felt when I was in the hospital battling pneumonia. It feels like somebody's sitting on your chest, and no matter how hard you try, you cannot breathe, and your voice you don't even sound like yourself. And when I watched that, like, it gave me flashbacks. Like, that video really hurt watching him, you know what I'm saying? So, and he was healthy. So that shit scares me, like, yo, like, I'm just trying to be so cautious with this shit, you know what I'm saying? So what they're saying is if you go to gas pumps now, put gloves on. He said the only place he went to, I think he said he went to the store, and then he stopped by the gas station to get some gas. Those were the only two places he went. And then 3 days later, he fell sick because they're saying that, because the coronavirus is airborne and, you can get it, on, once it stays on a contact, let's say somebody coughs or whatever in their hand and they touch the gas tank thing, it can stay on that surface for several days. So he's saying to wear gloves when you go to the gas station. It was really sad, you guys. It was really sad. So let me go ahead. We have a bunch of super chats. A lot of people coming through. Welcome, everybody. Let's see here. Queen Bee says, YouTube trying to get rid of Mama T, not giving me any notifications. I'm glad you found me, honey. That's why I was telling folks earlier, YouTube is not sending out any notifications for my live streams. And if I put anything with the C word in the title, they're automatically not going to even let you find the live unless you have the direct link. So that's why I'm using all these crazy titles to try and, go around the algorithm. So thank you. I'm glad you found us. Renice, what's up, Renice? She says, hey, TT, you and your fam have been in my prayers. You and I both have chronic medical conditions that make the virus especially scary, but God is good and has thus far kept us safe. Amen. Thank you so much for the super chat, sis. And I hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Sabrina J says, thank you for all the entertaining during this beautiful time. You are more than welcome. I've been literally shooting all day. From the time I got up, I said, okay, I have extra energy. I did a TikTok yesterday. So today I'm just going to stick with YouTube videos. So I had a really good time just, taking my mind away from just like the constant stress and the constant talk of the virus. So it was fun to talk about just bullshit topics like the Kardashian and Meg Thee Stallion. And it was just fun to laugh again. And I hope that those videos made you guys laugh as well. I'm sure her fans are pissed, but it is what it is. The rest of us keyed and had a good damn time, okay? Oh, let's see here. Sauce Glow says, hey T, longtime tea sipper and a high school senior. You're in your honest opinion, do you think things are going to get better? Thank you so much, Sauce Glow. Honestly, to be honest with you, I'm going to go deeper. It's going to be hard for me to show these videos because none of them are prepared right now. But do I think it's going to get better? I don't know. I know it's going to get a lot worse. When better is going to come, I don't know. But with everything that's going on, I really feel like with the political games being played, the blaming and the finger pointing, and then now that the mainstream media is starting to be honest and talk about, not really, talk about, but certain people in the media are hitting on the fact that China is treating foreigners badly. A lot of other people around the world are speaking on China, especially in India. The Indian news is dragging China. A lot of other countries are dragging China. America's the one that's scared because, China's doing so much for America. Honestly, this is just me. This is not me putting anything out there or fear-mongering. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up leading to some type of war. And I'm going to leave it at that. That's just what I'm starting to feel in my gut. And I don't know. That's just what I'm really starting to feel. Tonisha Graham says, I love your video. Sending you love from Canada. Thank you for the $69.99. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Nellie Williams says, love you, T. You're my favorite YouTuber. You always keep it 100. Thank you, Nellie. Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot more in the mix. Let me see here. Somebody says, I saw on Indian Twitter, they were dragging the fuck out of China. And on TikTok, oh, India, they're not letting their foot off of China's neck. Remember, I put you onto that Indian lady, that YouTube channel. She be going in. She be like, I'm calling it the Wuhan virus because it came from Wuhan, China. She be cracking me up. When I tell you India, they have been keeping their foot on China's neck. I'm here for everything Indian, honey. Damn it, Indian stew and Indian news. They're going in. A lot of countries are really mad. And then remember, I told you guys in the last stream that Italy is even thinking about trying to get China for war crimes. They're saying that them releasing this pandemic and causing this pandemic and not being honest, that's a sign of war. So I don't know. That's just where my gut is heading, to be honest. Let's see here. Soul Vibe says, thank you for keeping us informed, aware, entertained, and calm. Your work and dedication is appreciated. Thank you for my roses. I like the rose emoji. I appreciate it. And no, it's no problem. And I'm glad that I can be, a source of legitimate information for people who seek it. I mean, I could talk about celebrities all day and just simply make my money off of that and keep it pushing and not care about the people. But that really shows you who really cares about people and who's just full of shit and who's just on YouTube to get it checked. Nothing more, nothing less. I feel like, if you have a platform, it's your job to put out the accurate information and to also talk about shit in the real world that's affecting real people. Like celebrity news and stuff is cool. There's nothing wrong sipping on that. But at what point do we also talk about real news that's affecting everyday people? So I'm glad that, I'm able to put that information out there to y'all and you guys are receiving it. That means a lot to me. Because if y'all weren't receiving it, I would say fuck it. And I would just, talk to the people in my DMs and keep it between us. But since people are really appreciating the information and sharing it and coming onto the page, I'm going to continue putting it out there. So thank you. CCM 2019 sent $9.99. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Miss Muffins is my lovers. Hey, Miss Muffins. I watch your videos too. You be doing like hair tutorials and stuff like that. Thank you for coming through. She says, I love you, T. Been watching you for years. Never comment, but always watch. Please keep yourself safe. Thank you, sis. I definitely will. It's been a lot of trying times and we're all going through it out here. But, I believe in God, and people can say what they want to say. People can have their own beliefs, believe or not believe. But I believe in a higher power. So I feel like we're going through all this for whatever reason. But eventually, we'll be okay. And right now, it's scary to think that they're saying that over 100,000 people may lose their life by the end of this. Like, that's the part that's scary to think. But I've just, I've kind of made peace with the situation. And I just feel like I'm just going to take life one day at a time. Appreciate every day I wake up, every day I'm here. But just still know in the back of our mind that, we're dealing with some really serious stuff. So I think a lot of people should really get right. Make amends, make peace with people, let bygones be bygones, with people who are important in your life and who matter. So I don't know, that's just, how I feel about the situation. Let's see here. XX Catwoman says, if you can get reinfected with coronavirus, does that mean a vaccine won't work? Honestly, I do not know. And they're still trying to debate that. They're still trying to debate if you can get reinfected. That's what they're not sure of. Because again, China claims that a bunch of their people are getting reinfected by foreigners. But I believe that that's bullshit propaganda. I believe that those people who are now supposedly reinfected were either never checked in the first place or they've always had the virus and it's just now coming to surface. But because they're blaming the foreigners, they're doing that as a propaganda thing. So because the American media is listening to China, now they're trying to run with this whole you can be reinfected. But as we all know, with viruses, how it works is usually once you get something one time, like the chicken pox, even Ebola, you're not supposed to be able to get it again. So I don't know, because they're saying that the virus is supposed to go kind of haywire within like the next... It's supposed to I guess it's supposed to steep. It's going to be like more deaths, more sickness, over the next 2 weeks. And then it's supposed to subside and then it's supposed to come back in the fall. So to me, if you get it over the next 2 weeks, whether when it comes back in the fall, are you safe or will you be reinfected? And that's what they really don't know. So I'm not sure. So let's see here. Tiffany So Blessed says, hey T, much love. Your commentary gives me strength through these times. Keep serving this and much needed tea. A proud new member. Thank you so much for joining the membership and thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. Perfection says, hey T, I'm from NYC, and I know for a fact that the cases are coming from the transit system. Packed, delayed trains and buses, knowing there's a damn virus going around for a week. No one wore protection at all. I can believe that. So let's go ahead and talk about the bus driver situation. And this is frustrating because I really wanted to play you guys the video. Do you guys mind if I just play you guys the audio? Because you guys can always go and watch the video on my Instagram. But because I don't have any clips set up on my OBS, just because of, you know, StreamYard decided not to act right, is it okay if I just play you guys the audio? Or y'all gonna cry and be like, I ain't come here to listen to no damn audio. You know, people always want to cry about something. Okay, good. Y'all don't mind? Okay, we're all adults here. Okay, great. Because, you know, some people act like they have to have visuals, honey. So I just want to make sure it's okay. So if you guys do not know, there was a bus driver. What was his name? I'm just trying to pull up the information. I know his last name. Okay, Jason Hargrove. And I know a few of you guys were worried when I posted it. A few people thought it was my homeboy, the one that I told you guys about last week that drives the bus in Minnesota. It was not him, thank God. He's okay. I spoke to him today. He's fine. He heard about this as well because I went to send him the story because I've been worried about him because he has to deal with the public. And remember I told you guys last week he had to throw somebody off the bus. And, you know, to me, my homeboy's a low-key hero. Now that this story done came out, because he said a man got on the bus and got the coughing really crazy. He was just on the bus, just, you know, just coughing. And so he pulled over the bus. He's like, dude, you got to go. You doing too much. We don't know if you have something. You over here just coughing all wild and shit. So he stopped the bus and he kicked the dude off the bus. So, you know, for all we know, that man could have had corona. And my homeboy done, you know, not only helped himself, but, you know, helped save other people. Because this man, it had the same thing happen on his bus. Some woman got on the bus. Now, we don't know if she had corona. I don't know if she knew that she had corona. But she got the coughing and wasn't covering her mouth. She didn't cough in her jacket. She was just opening her mouth coughing. So what ended up happening is that he did a rant on Facebook. He did an 8-minute rant. I'm not going to play y'all the whole rant. I just want y'all to hear bits and pieces. He did a rant basically saying, you know, y'all need to stop. This ain't cool. This one was just on the bus coughing and being disrespectful. So this was just last week that he went on that rant. And 4 days later, he caught corona and he passed away. He passed away today. So let me go ahead and play you guys the audio really quick. Just a small snippet so you guys can hear.
Here, as public workers, doing our job, trying to make an honest living, to take care of our families. But for you to get on the bus and stand on the bus and cough several times without covering up your mouth, and you know that we in the middle of a pandemic, that lets me know that some folks don't care, utterly don't give a fuck. Excuse my language, but that's how I feel right about now. For a grown-ass person in her late 50s, early 60s to stand on the fucking bus and cough 4 and 5 times without covering up your mouth, and you know we in the midst of a motherfucking crisis with this coronavirus here.
Okay, so you guys just heard him saying that. So he is basically ranting about the same thing I was talking about last week with my homeboy. So isn't that crazy how that came to fruition? So he ended up, you know, catching it and he passed away. So now it's national news. So when I hit up my homeboy, I said, well, what is the damn, you know, the bus company about to do now? So he said, now that this has happened, and he's been asking for weeks, because I've been telling him it's not okay that they have y'all picking up any Joe Schmo. This is airborne. I've been saying from day one before the news ran with it that this is an airborne virus. The way this virus spreads, there's no way that it just simply spreads through touch and stuff like that. I'm like, it's to the point where I felt like that virus was being spread as you talk to people. You know, when you talk, you know, aerosols and shit like that come out your mouth. And I was telling him, I said, are you allowed to wear a mask? He was saying no. Every essential worker that I know has not been allowed to wear a mask. We have masks here in my house. They told my son he cannot wear a mask to work because it looks unprofessional. They've been saying that for the Walmart workers. You can't wear a mask. It looks unprofessional to our customers. And we have been complaining about this for the past several weeks, that these essential workers should be protected. Now, I understand the doctors and the nurses, they definitely need to be protected. That was the government's fault, okay? The government dropped the ball with that because they should have had all their PPE, everything ordered in advance, had the government been truly paying attention to what was going down in Wuhan and in Italy. So we can't really control what the doctors and the nurses are going through. But to the people who work regular jobs, who had access to masks and, scarves and, things like that to help cover their faces, why are they not allowed to wear that? So now what I find funny is this. He said they had shared the article, whatever, amongst all the bus drivers, and now they're willing to approve them wearing masks. So my son came home today. I said, look, we need to talk, okay? This shit is getting even worse. I said, what is your job saying about masks? I said, because a bus driver done caught some stuff from somebody, and it's 4 days later, he's dead. He said basically his job also heard about the bus driver, and his job is saying that starting next week, they're going to allow them to wear masks. The thing that pisses me off, you guys, is that why does it take the death of this bus driver for these fucking corporate greedy companies to finally say, okay, well, fine, now we'll try and do something? Why does it take for almost 4,000 people to die in New York for now the mainstream media to say, oh, everybody needs masks? But for weeks, you guys were shaming people who were wearing masks in public and telling them they were doing too much and looking at them like they were the crazy ones. I mean, it's so frustrating because that man should not have lost his life. My thing is, how do you call people essential workers, but then you don't want to give them essential fucking pay? Like, it doesn't make any sense. If these people are essential to making your company run, everybody needs to get paid like an essential worker. Because the owners of the companies, the CEOs, they're all at home in their bunkers, chilling. They don't ever have to be exposed to the public. They don't have to worry about bills. They're good. And for all y'all saying, well, why don't they just quit? My life ain't worth $9 an hour. That's fine. You can think that. But who's supposed to pay the rent this month and next month? It's crazy. Excuse me. I've been coughing a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because all the information has been there. And when I see somebody going through something that my friend went through, but he ended up dying, that's scary to think about. Because that could have been any city. Oh, and let me also explain something to y'all. Come into my Instagram talking about, oh, that dude's not really dead. Who's the girl who wrote that bullshit? And y'all drug her ass. I didn't even comment because y'all did the work. I didn't even have to drag her. She basically came onto my Instagram and she was like, oh, I don't believe that he's really dead. Oh, this is just some propaganda. I got to see his body in a body bag. Let me explain something to you. One of my tea sippers, who's also a friend on my Facebook page, she personally sent me a message and said that's one of her best friend's father. And she hadn't read your comment. She was just messaging me when she seen that I posted the story on Facebook. She was like, man, that's one of my best friend's dad. So no, that man is really dead. Everything's not a fucking conspiracy, you guys. And for you to say that you need to see him in a body bag, that was just so distasteful. These people have family members that are on social media, and that comment wasn't needed. But this man is not some type of psyop, okay? He's not a plant. He's a dead black man who was doing nothing more than his job. I'm muting my thing. I don't want to keep coughing in y'all's ear. But I've been sipping on tea all day. I don't know. Something's in the environment. And it's been messing with me. Like off and on all day today. It's something in the environment. I don't know if they're spraying shit. I know they were spraying a lot of stuff in Chicago. I know a few of my friends said that they saw them spraying stuff in the sewers out here. I don't know if it's disinfectant. I don't know. But I feel like something is in their environment. And it's starting to mess with me really bad. I've gone through, in the past 2 weeks, probably like 3 bottles of cough syrup. That's how much I'm coughing. So I don't know. All I can do is pray. That's all I can do. I don't know. Like I said, it's just it's getting bad. But yeah, that just really upsets me. What happened to the bus driver? It's really frustrating that, you know, these workers' lives are being put on the line. And I know we all laughed the other day about the Amazon worker who was going off. He was like, dildos are not essential items. I should not have to come to work because somebody ordered a dildo. That shit had me cracking up, but it's the truth though. Like, that's not an essential item. So if these people have to come to work to fulfill dildos for people, they should be paid. They should be paid a lot better. Let me read some of these super chats coming through here. Ray says, these management folks and businesses are tripping. Under no circumstance is a professional appearance of your business more important than your health. Exactly. And that's what I didn't understand, but that's what everybody's being told. That basically if the customers come in and they see them behind the register wearing a mask, the customers might be scared and feel like there's something in the store or that person has the virus. And I'm like, but to me, if the customer is that ignorant to be mad that the cashier is trying to protect themselves, that's crazy. Meanwhile, customers can come in suited and booted with masks and gloves and everything else, and nobody, you know, the cashier can't say anything about that. So I'm hoping that they end up changing it and more, you know, essential workers end up having access to those items. But the problem is right now, a lot of these masks are sold out. It's very hard to find some. Like right now, I'm getting some sent to me personally from some people overseas. They're personally sending me some masks, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to eventually order, you know, extras for people who need them, who don't have access for them here, because they're getting harder and harder to find. And it's sad because now it's getting harder to find, and at the same time the media is telling us that we need to have them now, that it's about to get that bad. So it's just crazy. Lauren Henson says, my dad is an essential worker, and he's had 4 confirmed cases at work, but they still don't want to pay them hazard pay or get them hazard gear. It's a shame. It really is. And I'm hearing about this all over the country, that people are, you know, their coworkers are having COVID-19 and everything else. Like me and my son were talking earlier today. He said basically what he's going to do, because now there's somebody in our city that also has it. So he said at this point, he's just going to end up going to the doctor, getting his doctor's note, because he has asthma. So he's going to just end up taking PTO, which his boss said he can as long as he has a doctor's note. So I think starting next week, he's not going to be going into work anymore because it's getting really bad. And then with me just constantly coughing and, you know, kind of feeling bad and stuff, he just doesn't want to risk it anymore. So he's going to be staying home. And I think I'm going to feel better, you know, that he's not out and about and having to deal with all that mess. So yeah, it's really sad. It really is at this point how they're doing the essential workers. Nobody says You're the only YouTuber that I run to. You inspire me to use my discernment. You're the truth. Your truth telling has brought light to our lives. Team Empath. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And welcome new member Stephanie Dews. Yes, thank you. I'm trying to read all these comments here. I live in Trump Town and they're not going to wear them. Now, what's up with, I heard that a lot of the Trump supporters were threatening Dr. Anthony Fauci. I don't know if you guys saw the video I posted on Instagram yesterday, but he had to come out and talk about this. He was receiving a bunch of death threats. And from what people were saying, they were coming from the Trump supporters because they felt like Anthony Fauci was undermining Trump. So they started sending him death threats. Now, I mean, I don't know if that's for certain, but that's what people were saying, that it was the Trump supporters doing it. So I don't know. It's just crazy. It's really insane that people would threaten him and people are mad that he's putting out the truth. But if they knew about Anthony Fauci, he's been in so many documentaries. He's been in a lot of movies. I mean, he knows so much about viruses and pathogens. That's probably the last person you'd want to take out because you're going to need his damn knowledge. Like, I don't know what people are thinking. It's insane that he's being threatened. Okay, we have close to 5,000 people in here. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I'll be all right. You know, like I said, I'm not going to the hospital. So I'm not going down to the hospital. I'm going to just self-medicate with cough medicine and tea and, you know what I'm saying, just sleep my ass off. I don't know. I feel safer at home. Quindino, you don't need to cry. It's like, I just feel like crying. Don't cry. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. What's up, Valerie? We got a lot of people in here. Yep, he had to get more security. And you know it's going to be the taxpayers covering that shit. We don't need to be spending no extra money on his damn security. Y'all leave that man alone. It's just a waste of taxpayers' dollars. Y'all over here threatening that old-ass man. And he's actually putting out a lot of good information and knowledge. Okay, so, let me see. I had all my notes. I'm just so mad that I can't show y'all the videos. This was be part of the damn stream. It was something else. Hold on, pull up these notes. Talked about that. Okay, so it came out yesterday as well that the U.S. intelligence, which to me is not so intelligent, they have now come out and they stated that China concealed the extent of the coronavirus. So they weren't honest about, you know, who was sick. They were underreporting things. I mean, the fact that it took U.S. intelligence to confirm what people have been saying from day one, it's almost like, who the hell is running the country? It just doesn't make sense to me. We've been saying from day one that China is lying. We don't believe shit the CCP has to say. Until those citizens, journalists are returned safe, I don't believe the CCP. So that's what they're saying now. So I wanted to play y'all this audio because I can't play y'all the video. And this is why I also feel like the way they're going back and forth in politics may end up leading to like some type of war. May. I didn't say it is. I'm just saying like this is like, to me, a powder keg waiting to happen. Okay. Everybody knows I'm not no Trump supporter. You know, I have my issues with Trump. But don't you guys find it very funny how all these politicians are now, you know, doing the blame game? They're blaming Trump. They're saying that Trump dropped the ball, which he did. But then they're forgetting that they're also on video and on audio where they didn't take this pandemic seriously either. In New York, they were still telling people to go to bars, go to movies. They had Mardi Gras celebrations. So it's very funny how everybody's pointing the blame at each other as opposed to just, you know, taking personal responsibility for them dropping the ball. So I wanted to play this video for you guys here. Well, this audio of both, you know, things that Trump said and did and how he didn't take it seriously, and then also what the Democrats said and did and didn't take seriously. So give me just a second here.
From China, you know, in April, supposedly it dies with the hotter weather. When it gets warm, historically, that has been able to kill the virus. People are getting better. They're all getting better. And the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to zero. It's going to disappear. One day, it's like a miracle. It will disappear, and you'll be fine. They're going to have vaccines, I think, relatively soon. Not only the vaccines, but the therapies. Therapies is sort of another word for cure. We're talking about very small numbers in the United States. The numbers are lower than just about anybody. It's really working out, and a lot of good things are going to happen. And we are responding with great speed and professionalism. It's going to go away. Yeah, no, I don't take responsibility at all. We're going to all be great. We're going to be so good. This came up, we came up so suddenly. This is a pandemic. I felt it was a pandemic long before it was called a pandemic. All you had to do is look at other countries. The coronavirus, you know that, right? Coronavirus. And this is their new hoax. We're 15...
So this is what the mayors and the politicians were saying.
For coronavirus is low, and our city preparedness is high.
This should not stop you from going about your life, should not stop you from going to Chinatown and going out to eat. I'm going to do that today myself.
Come to Chinatown. Here we are. We're, again, careful, safe, and come join us.
There is no concern at this time for coronavirus in our region.
The Department of Sanitation is ready for Mardi Gras 2020.
The facts are reassuring.
We want New Yorkers to go about their daily lives.
There's really no need to panic and to avoid activities that we always do as New Yorkers. We are a hardy people.
Americans do not need to panic. What I would suggest, however, is that Americans take this as a wake-up call for seasonal flu.
There's very little threat here. This disease, even if you were to get it, basically acts like a common cold.
For coronavirus is low, and our...
Okay, so you guys just heard that. So do you see how, like, everybody's playing the blame game as if they're not all guilty of misinformation, you know, not being honest with their citizens in each individual state and city? I mean, I just find it hilarious. Yes, the leader-in-chief, I understand attitude reflects leadership, so he didn't take it seriously. So, of course, neither did the governors, neither did the mayors of these cities. But now I find it funny that not everybody wants to blame the top as opposed to looking in the mirror and being honest about what they did wrong. They had no business putting on a Mardi Gras parade when there's a pandemic going on. And that's the easiest way to be able to contract an airborne virus is having a bunch of people in small spaces. They had no business telling folks to still go out and go to movies and go party and take the subway when all this stuff was going on. But, you know, again, hindsight is 2020. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats here. Sean says, I'm an essential worker. My job gave us one thin pair of gloves, a fingernail-sized bottle of hand sanitizer. Then they say, be safe. I work with food, sis. Cut the hours, but telling us to be safe. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy how these jobs are taking advantage of so many people. You know, and they're doing it because they know people have bills to pay. People have to work, you know. So it's a double-edged sword because, like I said, for those who are deemed not essential and they get to stay home, they have no income coming in. And, you know, I know, like, my sister-in-law, she was able to get some, they used up, like, her vacation time and I think some PTO. But once that all runs out, unless she's able to get unemployment, she's not going to have anything coming in. And the unemployment is so backed up now. I know I had a few people saying in my comment section on Instagram that they've tried calling the unemployment number several times. And that, you know, it's just a busy signal. Like, nobody's answering. And then when you go onto the website crashes depending on, you know, what state you're in. So even getting unemployment right now is not an easy task. And then the checks, the stimulus checks, they're going to start mailing those out within the next 3 weeks. But you're only eligible if you don't owe child support and other stuff. And on top of that, you have to have a direct deposit. So you have to have a bank account, direct deposit. That's going to be the quickest way to get your check. If you don't have that, because, you know, a lot of people use, like, you know, check, like, what are those cash and go places where you can go cash your checks. You know, some people still use that. So if you don't have access to direct deposit, you may not get your check until August. So that was announced recently on the news. So, I mean, it's insane. Let's see here. Sherry Rodriguez, she says, love your videos. It's getting scary. The nursing home next door to my apartment got a corona outbreak, and I have babies at home. I'm from San Antonio. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. That is very, very scary. And it seems like, especially in the older folks' homes, that stuff just spreads like wildfire. Because remember when the coronavirus first came to America, it was hitting Washington State really bad because it went through a nursing home and all of those older people were dying like back to back. So that is really scary. Ray says, do you know at what point L&I can step in and say, due to the current crisis, PPE for essential workers outside of healthcare is required? I feel like this is where we need to go instead of waiting. Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like anybody who's deemed an essential worker, I don't care if you're a bus driver, if you're flipping burgers and dropping fries at McDonald's, if you're stocking grocery store shelves, if they have you going in because they deem your job essential, they not only need to pay you as an essential worker, they also need to give you PPE. You also should be allowed to have protective gear, just like the doctors and nurses. Because, I mean, it was even reported that one of the McDonald's employees, I forgot what state, y'all can put what state it is in the comments, a McDonald's employee caught corona. And now he was doing, like I said last week, they're having to deal with the public. Once they open that drive-through window, all types of shit's hitting them in the face. You know, so one of the employees got corona. So it's that real. Somebody else also told me, and I didn't even know this, they had left a comment, they work, what is those called? You know, they're a paramedic. They said a lot of the paramedics are not being given PPE either. So we're forgetting about the ambulatory services. A lot of them are being told to go get people who done passed out or who are, you know, who are sick from whatever. They don't know what they may or may not have. And they don't have anything protecting themselves either. So, I mean, it's really scary that how many people are really exposed to things on a daily basis that they could possibly bring home to their household. Okay, let's see here. So I've been down here for 47 minutes, you guys. So let me finish reading the rest of these. Let's see. We have a bunch coming through. I'm trying to pick up where I left off. I'm on this back end part where it shows you all your super chats. So I can go back and read them once they disappear, which is a nice option on here. I 100% agree, T. I'm a lab technician, and I shouldn't be coming to work to give a 60-year-old Viagra. I love your channels. Shout out to all my male tea sippers. Hey, I agree. Like, certain things, like, we get it. You know, we need you there to fill other, you know, medications, but Viagra, absolutely not. Just like the dildos. Like, that's crazy to me. Lexi lately says, hey, T, I'm the ATL, and Governor Kemp has declared a shelter in place. But he is still encouraging people to go to the parks. Something is definitely in the air. I believe it. I really do. Why is he encouraging people to go to the parks? That is weird. Why tell people to stay at home and then encourage folks to go to the park? What they got going on in the park? What are they spraying? Something ain't right. Let's see here. Stephanie Vargas says, get in Organite to help with sleep and radiation. Chemtrails may be affecting your health. Do you know anything about the UN Agenda 2030? I know a bit about Agenda 2030. I'd have to read up more, but I'm still trying to like really dig into this whole 5G. And I posted a really interesting video. Now, again, all I do is post information. I don't know the guys in the video. You know, he sounds legit, but I don't know. You have to do your own research. I try to look up. I try to ask my homeboy, who were the guys in the video? Did he have a link, you know, back to them? He didn't. I was just sent the video, but he's saying some real interesting stuff about 5G. The video's about 10 minutes long. If you guys have not seen it, it's on my YouTube page. I mean, no, not my YouTube page, excuse me. It's on my Instagram page. And so you can go on there and watch it. A lot of people have been sharing it all day. So You know, I'm trying to keep up with all types of stuff, you know, at this point. And at this point, it's like information overload. It's so much information. It's so much crazy stuff going on out here. It's just like, in a minute, it's like your brain's going to explode because it's just so much stuff to try and keep up with. It's crazy. Be the Beauty says, hey, Auntie, the store by my house was shut down after an employee tested positive for COVID, but they reopened the next day. I don't trust it. How you gonna shut down and then reopen the next day? What was the point of even shutting down? It's not like they disinfected in one day. Yeah, I'd probably go somewhere else. The government raided Punky Brew. Thank you. She says the government raided a man's house in New Jersey and seized more than 1 million items in N95 respiratory mask, medical gloves, gowns, etc. How the fuck did he even get that much to purchase and wear? What? $1 million worth of items? Wow. So he's just as bad as, remember when I showed those two guys, the two brothers who had hoarded all that hand sanitizer? They had gotten like, I think, what was it, like almost $20,000 worth of hand sanitizer and wipes and all that stuff. I mean, like I said, this is just some sick stuff. How did he have access to $1 million worth of medical equipment? N95 respiratory masks, medical gloves, and gowns? That sounds real suspect. That sounds really suspect. I don't know. That's real weird. What do y'all think? Y'all seen that too? Somebody said he was a billionaire. That is crazy. I'm gonna have to look up that story. I hadn't heard of that. That is insane. It was 300,000. Even if it was 300,000 worth, that's a lot of money, and that's a lot of equipment and a lot of stuff to have in his house. That doesn't make any sense to me, especially when you have doctors and nurses who need that. And I wonder how they found out that he did it. I gotta read that story. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the tea, because I did not know about that one at all. Let's see here. Bree from NYC says, hey, T, I hope your cough gets better. Mayor de Blasio here in NYC dropped the ball by waiting too late to close schools. From the first victim who was in Manhattan, our largest borough, the city should have shut down ASAP. I definitely agree. I feel like they should have taken it more seriously, but then I also feel like, in a way, this is just something unprecedented. So maybe that's why they just didn't think it was going to get that bad, even though they had a blueprint, you know, looking at Italy and China. But yeah, a lot of them dropped the ball, unfortunately. Oscar Rodriguez says, profits over people, that's the American motto. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. Oh my gosh, Maria Vasquez just sent $99.99. Thank you so much for the super chat, sis. So she says, hey, T, I hope you feel better. I live in the Bronx and I'm a receptionist at a physical therapy office, but my boss wants me in the office every day, even though I feel like I'm not an essential worker, but I need my job. Praying for everyone. May God have mercy on all of us. Thank you so much, sis, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And that's the part that's so scary. It's like there's so many of us, you know, who are put in positions where either we have to work because they deem our jobs essential work, but then they're not providing essential workers with the, you know, with the protection that they need. And then you have others, you know, people who it's like, okay, well, your job is not essential, so you can stay home. But now they're stressing because it's like, well, how do I pay my rent? How do I pay my bills? So that's the part that's just so scary, you know, and it's like everybody's in some type of like really crazy, horrible situation right now. But that's a shame that they have you coming in. Let's see here. Ali M says, I have a loved one working in the ICU as a resident in Nevada, and they are only allowed to wear PPE when someone complains of chest pains. They also get no paid time off for isolation. En masse, over 700 hospital staff have the virus. Wow. That is scary. My mom was telling me that on the news, one of the doctors was let go because he was refusing not to wear his mask and his PPE. He was wearing it all around the hospital and the elevators and stuff like that. And they were telling him that he wasn't allowed to. And because he got fired. So, I mean, it's insane. It's almost like at some point I'm feeling like this is like a sick joke where they want people to get sick. I mean, the fact that there's 700 people, you know, at that hospital that are medical staff that are sick, and they're still telling folks that they can't wear masks and protective items if they have access to it, that makes no sense whatsoever. Love Sanchez says, I'm a home health aide and we haven't gotten no raise, no mask. My cousin works for EMS, tested positive last week and went back on Monday. His job is aware. My mom is an asthmatic bus driver in her 60s in the Bronx. Hold on. The Bronx, New York has chest tight. The Bronx, New York air has chest tight. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. And that's sad. You know, that your mom is still having to work in those conditions, especially with the air like that in the Bronx. You know, and I've been hearing a lot of people just feeling like there's something in the air. You know, and it's like, for a while, you know, we wanted to at least go on our balcony and breathe and, you know, get some fresh air since we can't necessarily just, you know, go all over. But now it's like, well, damn, is from opening the balcony, just trying to air out the house. Did we let something in? Who knows? It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. Travis Timmons says, hey, T, I hope you feel better. Did you hear any more on the news on the cargo plane with the essential supplies mask that crashed, killing 8 people? I did hear about that. I never posted about that. I did hear about that. It was like 8 workers, and they had a bunch of essential items. I don't know what country were they flying to. I don't know if they were flying to America with the items, but somehow the plane mysteriously crashed, and everybody died, and all the essential PPE stuff burnt. So they were all useless. They couldn't use any of the stuff on the plane. So I don't know if that was an accident or if it was something more sinister. But I did hear about that. Mercy Lux, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Ali M says, I have had a loved one working in... Oh, no, okay, I read that one. Let me see here. Miranda Spears, thank you for the super chat. Alex Keemer says, do you think doctors and nurses are spreading the virus? I seen a viral video of a nurse who tested positive in NYC. I think they might be spreading it, but it's not on purpose. I think a lot of the spread is from people who have it in their system and they don't know that they have it. Because remember, it doesn't show it. Well, before, now I don't know. But before they were saying that symptoms don't show up for up to 14 days. But now people are starting to say they started seeing symptoms after 3 and 4 days. So I don't think that even if they are spreading it, it's because they caught it from somebody who came into the hospital most likely. And because they don't have the right protective gear, they're breathing that stuff. They're dealing with patients. They're putting their lives on the line. So, you know, and when you're at a job, you're there more than you are at home. So I can see where the doctors and nurses are now spreading it amongst themselves, which is really sad. Baby Jane says, hey T, the Philippines government is allowed to shoot people dead for not following stay-at-home orders. Wouldn't be surprised if other countries follow suit. Okay, Baby Jane, I did see that on the Shade Room. Let's clear that up. And that's why I didn't post it on my page. Again, I'm only posting truthful information. The Shade Room posted that this morning because a lot of people sent it to me and I was like, bullshit, move on. That's not true. What he was saying, if you go and you watch his original speech, not whatever they done chopped and screwed together, he's talking about the drug dealers. He's talking about the criminals. If you're out committing crimes while you're supposed to be on lockdown, he will not hesitate to shoot you. That's what he's saying. He's not saying if you happen to sneak out the house and you're walking around the block for some fresh air that they're going to shoot you dead. He's saying if you're getting caught during this, because you know people can be evil. So when times of chaos and anarchy ensue, you have people who are anarchists. You know, they're anarchists, and they want to just start trouble. So what he's saying is that if you're going to take this moment where people are at their most vulnerable to, you know, create drama and mess, we're going to shoot you on sight. So that was for the criminals. That wasn't for the people who just have coronavirus. And if y'all know anything about the president of the Philippines, honey, he don't play. You better let him know, Jessica. Jessica spitting the real. She says the Philippines been shooting people dealing drugs. That's the same president. He lined up all the drug users and the drug dealers, honey. He said, I don't give a damn if you're a crackhead, if you're shooting up heroin or popping pills. He shot them all dead in the street. So they have different rules in the Philippines. So you might want to be grateful that you're here. But no, that wasn't for just random people. That was for the criminals. He just doesn't play when it comes to, like, you know, drugs and all that stuff in the Philippines. So that's, again, this is why... And I'm not condoning it. I'm just telling y'all what he did. I'm not, you know, giving him a Nobel Peace Prize. Calm down. I'm just telling y'all that's what he did. He shot everybody, crackheads and all, right? But be careful with information that you get from other sources. Even when you read crazy because, you know, again, everybody's about clickbaiting and getting attention. So whenever you see crazy headlines like that, always do your due diligence. Because, I mean, like, just... What president would say, if you just happen to walk out your house to go get your mail, we're going to shoot you dead? You know what I mean? That's how people are trying to spin it. But that's not what he said. Go back and listen to his original speech. Let's see here. Oh, we got a lot of people in the house. Over 5,000 people. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hell no! My boo! Rich Lux! Come through, honey. Rich Lux just donated $100. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was not expecting to see you in here. I had hit Rich Lux up the other day. You know, I've been trying to check in on all the YouTubers, see how everybody's doing. And he was like, man, so many people are watching your information. They're following you on Instagram, even if they don't say anything. He's like, people are tuning into your lives. People are tuning into your videos. Keep dropping that knowledge about the coronavirus. Keep keeping us all up to date. So, yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. It's always fun when YouTubers support other YouTubers. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Arian Williams says, did you see the people in India get whoopings for going to church when they're supposed to be at home? I'm telling y'all, India is not playing. They're beating everybody's ass in India, honey. They are wilding in India. Cream Bee says, you're going to learn today. Damn martial law sounds scary. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Let's see here. Lauren Jones, thank you so much for the super chat. Tanisi says, it's my 19th birthday, T. Happy birthday to you. It's my niece's birthday as well. I feel bad for all the people whose birthdays are in April and, you know, I guess half of March. Because, like, y'all are on quarantine. You know, I've been seeing people doing birthday drive-bys and, you know, driving by people's houses and honking and wishing them happy birthday, which is nice. You know, which is a nice way to show them that they're loved. But, yeah, it's sad. People can't even celebrate their birthdays where they want to. Let's see here. Somebody said, damn, Rich Lux in the house. Got the little crowns. After this, looking up in India and the C virus, the title took you out. Yeah, I explained the title at the beginning of the show. Why I named it Fat Meat is Greasy. Because it's the truth, honey. It definitely is. Your birthday's May 3rd. Yeah, I just, you know, hopefully we'll have some type of reprieve, but I don't know. I do not know. All I know is that April is going to be a really scary month. And another thing, not to be a conspiracy theorist, but the month of April in America has always had like really crazy significance. So when they kept saying that the curve is going to get worse in April, it made me think back to like a lot of crazy things that happened in the month of April. Like, remember, Columbine, I believe, was in April. The Waco massacre. You know, so I don't know. It's just like a lot of like real significant weird shit that didn't happen in the month of April in America. Am I the only weirdo who just like heard April and got to think about all the weird shit that happened in April? I don't know if Easter is canceled. I'm really not sure. I think most people, I know I've been seeing a lot of churches doing Facebook Lives, One of my friends invited me to her church. Her pastor was on Facebook Live preaching. You know, I watched for about 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? But it was just weird. Like, I'm just not really into, like, I don't know, like attending church on Facebook. So it was just different. I did watch for 20 minutes. He was saying some real stuff. I thought it was interesting. So I'm assuming they might have a lot of Sunday services for Easter on the internet. Because they're starting to do club parties and all types of wild stuff. Now, I've been on here for an hour and 4 minutes. So before we leave, they've been doing a lot of crazy, crazy stuff on Instagram Live. I talked about that ratchet rapper, Wretch, and all the stuff he had people doing on his live. Well, a video went viral on Instagram, and it's funny that these videos keep going viral, and we keep getting inundated with porn. But anybody talking about the coronavirus and saying some real shit, then all of a sudden those videos, you know, you don't see those. They don't get pushed through the algorithm. So anyways, this girl was on Instagram Live. She's a stripper from what I've heard, from Atlanta. And so you have a lot of these girls, because the strip clubs are shut down, they're doing these shows on Instagram Live. Now, again, I don't care what adults do. If you want to shake your ass and then take off all your clothes on live, that's on your ass, bitch. You got to face the public when this virus situation is over. But this girl is literally on Instagram Live with no clothes on. She takes a damn firecracker, whatever the hell you call them shits. Oh, no, couldn't have been a firecracker. She would have blew her damn coochie up. It was a damn sparkler. That's what the hell they're called. She takes a damn sparkler. The ones that, you know, that they give you in the club when it's your birthday. Be like, hey, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. Yeah, one of them. Took it and just inserted in herself. And her damn coochie was just doing all this shit. Then she pulled it out. She goes to rolling around on the bed. And the camera accidentally pans to the right. And then what do we see in the corner? Her damn chicken head mama feeding her baby that's probably like 3 months old and her 3-year-old son. Her children and her mother were watching this entire display on Instagram Live. It's like, what is wrong with people? Like, I understand people are bored. I understand there's not a whole lot to do. But I will never be bored to the point where I'm going to take off all my clothes, light up a sparkler, stick it up my damn ass, and then, you know, do all these tricks in front of minor children and my mama. There ain't that much damn boredom in the world. And she did all that shit for free. Because I didn't see nobody dropping nothing. Or even, I didn't see not one Cash App. Nothing. You know, so it's like people are just doing the most. And you have hood rats coming on the post trying to defend her. You know, which is crazy, because I was like, people need to call CPS. Because to me, that was just disgusting. That was just some incestuous bullshit. And if you can do all that in this small, raggedy studio apartment, you can't tell me she's not in the apartment fucking in front of her mom and her kids. You done showed them everything else. So this quarantine got people wilding. I done seen a lot of shit in these past 2 weeks that oh my God, the shit I've seen. Somebody sent me a suicide video. I dropped my phone. I just, you know, I wasn't expecting to see it. Some man found out he got coronavirus, honey. He done jumped off of a building. Somebody sent me the video. And I didn't know what I was watching at first. I just seen police, I seen noise, and the camera kept panning up. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So, you know, I'm just watching. Man jumped, killed himself. I also saw a girl take a Hennessy bottle and ride it like a damn dildo. And then take a sip out of it. And then when they demanded that she shove it up her ass, she then told them to give her Cash Apps. Well, you done did everything else. Now you want some money? Bitch, go sit down. So when I've seen so much stuff these past few weeks, it's just, I feel like the world is going crazy right now. People are bored. People are worried. People are scared. It's a lot of just emotions. It's a lot of emotions. People don't know what's to come. Every day it's just new stuff, and it's not really good news. It's not really good news. So it's crazy. You saw that video? Which video, Lorraine? The girl with the Hennessy bottle, the guy who killed himself. It's been a lot of just, man, that one shook me up. Yeah, I don't think it was a situation where people were just recording anything. I think it was just, you know, a situation where you see police, you know. I don't think the person who recorded, they didn't know what was going on either. Because literally they were just panning around. So I don't think they necessarily knew. And then they just happened to catch it as he did the final pan up. You just seen somebody falling and you just heard it. And the police officer was like, oh no. Like it was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. Yeah. That one, that kind of took a lot out of me right there when I seen that video. And I wasn't mad at the person who sent it. I think they were just shook too and they just didn't know what else to do with the footage. So they just, people send me anything, so it was just horrible. I wasn't going to repost that. I'm not that type of person. I saw it, it messed with me. I wasn't going to share that, that was nothing I was going to personally share. But the one with the girl who was doing all that shit on the gram, and I edited the video. I only showed y'all just her rolling on the bed and then, panning to the kids. I wasn't going to show y'all the X-rated part. I'm not doing all that. My Instagram page is not a porn site. So I'm not going to do that. But, it was just to, drag her ass because she needed to be dragged and people need to call CPS on her. It's just really disturbing the stuff that people are doing right now for attention. Let me see here. Some of these super chats. Allie M says they announced today that Boston will be the first place in the U.S. to do coronavirus tracing like South Korea. We have also been having internet interference when outside. Wicked free Wi-Fi arena. Now that's interesting because didn't we talk about that last week? About how that's going to be the next step. They're going to start doing that whole surveillance and stuff like that. So that's interesting. Thank you for that. Anthony W. says, caught your live late, but I've been watching your channel for years. Love your perspective on topics and that smile. Hope you feel better. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thanks for the super chat. Let's see here. Maya100 says, T, I've been binge watching your live streams lately. Thank you for keeping us informed, and I really appreciate what you do. Keep doing what you do. Love you, and God bless you. Thank you, sis. God bless you, too. Thank you for coming through. Oh, my gosh. CP set the $120. Hey, thank you so much, CP. He says, grocery stores don't care about their workers. I try to donate medical masks to different chains and was told even though now they are allowed to, customers need to support the workers and demand employees wear them for everyone's safety. Stay safe and blessed. Thank you so much. And that is so awesome that you try to donate masks and things like that to the workers. And, that's what needs to be done. I think that if enough people start raising hell and saying, why is this young teenage girl who's ringing up my groceries not wearing a mask to protect herself? I think if more people complained, that there'd have to be some type of change. Because it does not sit well with me that we're telling people to stay home, to quarantine, to be safe, but then all the essential workers who are forced to work, we're just like, oh, good luck. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So half the population is being protected and told to stay home, but then this other half that we're working and saying that they're essential, it's like, okay, well, we have nothing for you, but make sure you're at work at 8 a.m. So thank you for the super chat and thank you for trying to donate masks and, trying to help out in your community. It means a lot. So let's see here. We have so many comments coming through here. Let's see. Lisa Leash says, hey T, I'm a nurse in Florida. I was informed that I was exposed to COVID-19 due to my hospital's negligence regarding patient screening and PPE. I'm now having symptoms and I'm afraid. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. That is so sad. And that's the part that's so scary because as a nurse, yes, that's your job to take care of people, but they need to provide you guys with the protection. And it's not fair that there's not enough going around and that so many hospitals just don't have it. The guy who was the DJ I was talking about earlier who caught coronavirus, he went to the hospital and they're basically saying that there's nothing they can do for you. Literally, unless you're to the point where you need to be on a ventilator where you can't breathe, there's nothing they can do. These numbers are so screwed right now. Like, okay, we're hearing that, okay, Louisiana has this many cases. New York has this many cases. But like I've been telling y'all from day one, these numbers are not accurate because there's not enough tests. That DJ went in with shortness of breath. Everything he described is what they're saying is the symptoms for coronavirus. But they weren't able to test him because there's not enough test kits at the hospital. He ended up going to somewhere in his city. You know, I think like the Department of Public Health. They're doing screenings in certain cities. He went there and they stuck the thing way up his nose. And I've had that done to me before when I've had to go test for flu and things like that. It's not, oh my God, it's like the worst feeling. It hurts so bad and they dig it so far up. And he said they did the same thing to him and then told him they won't have the results for 7 days. And he's like, well, damn, 7 days from now, you know, anything could happen. So he still doesn't know if he, you know, on a test has corona. But the way he's breathing out his symptoms, you can tell. So it's really scary, you know what I'm saying? I just hope and pray that, you know, you don't have it. You know, talk to your hospital, see if you can stay home and just self-isolate for a while and take care of yourself. You know, but yeah, it's really sad. And it's happening to so many people out there. Marlon Harrison says, I know a lot of kids are going crazy, really missing school. They are. You know what my youngest son told me yesterday? That's why I took him out the house and I went to Walmart. Because he was like, you know, I went up there, I did, you know, because he's just been moping. Because it's like he just really can't do anything. This is a kid that's active. You got, how many live streams have I done where I'm like, oh, I'm late. I had to go get him from practice. So I got to go. You got to take him to practice. You know, we're at basketball games every weekend. He was supposed to start AAU. You know, so it's like for him, it's like, what in the world? Like his whole life has changed. But he told me yesterday, he said, Mom, Xbox is getting boring. I almost fell off my damn chair. I said, what? The Xbox is getting boring? He's like, yes. We've literally played so many games. Like everybody's on it. Like these kids are bored. They're even bored now on Xbox Live. He's like, I don't watch everything on Netflix. My Block, All American. So it's like they're bored. They want to go back to school. They want that interaction. You know, as human beings, we're meant to interact with each other. You know, so it's like they do. They want to go back to school. And maybe it'll make them appreciate their teachers more. You know, I don't know. But they are. I mean, now they're doing Schoology, which is an online schooling thing. So they are doing that. But it's not the same. Because even on Schoology, they're just on there getting their homework and doing their homework. It's not an interactive thing where you're able to really interact with your classmates. So yeah, the babies are bored, honey. They're bored. I told him to do some more TikToks. When I said, let's do a TikTok dance. He don't want to. I said, well, then you keep on being bored, damn it. I gave you options. Mel Cross says, I'm an essential worker that recently tested positive for COVID. Oh, my God. Mismanagement with supplies and poor judgment calls are the reason why it will continue to spread. Thankfully, I got my test results quickly. Well, thank God. I'm happy that you were able to catch it quickly. Because the quicker you catch it, the more, you know, you can try and remedy the situation. But that is really sad and scary. You know, it's so much, you guys. We just got to just stay positive and prayed up. It is. Somebody says if you're bored, read a book. Read the encyclopedia. I mean, the thing is, unfortunately, we can't go to the library. So even the books that we have here, they're basically all read. I read Jason Lee's book front to back. You know, so it's just like, I don't know. And that book is too adult for him to read. He ain't reading Jason Lee's book. But yeah, it's sad. It's a lot of kids here that are just kind of bored. That's why TikTok is just what it is right now. And people are posting on there every damn 5 minutes because they have nothing else to do. Let's see here. Oh, there's a Trump supporter in the building? Oh, yeah, I booted that Trump person out of here quick. I don't know what they were writing. He got the boot quick, fast, and in a damn hurry. Yeah, we are. It is. We're living in really scary times. What do you think about the Navy captain that was fired? I didn't hear about that. Why was he fired? What'd he do? High school seniors. I feel really bad for the high school seniors. Their entire senior year. This is a senior year that they're never going to forget. Literally. I feel real bad for them. Apple cinnamon tea for cough, Josh. I have some apple cinnamon tea too. That and ginger tea. I drink a lot of that as well. Somebody said 3 days of darkness is coming. How you know? Queen Bee says, if you play video games, play Persona 5 Royale. If you like horror, Resident Evil, Nemesis is out. If you got Nintendo Switch, play Animal Crossing. I know they have a few of the Resident Evil games. Somebody else is asking about the Navy captain. Why did the Navy... Y'all keep saying he got fired. Let's see why. How do you feel about the Navy captain being fired for looking after his sailors? What do you mean? How did he look after them? I haven't heard this story at all. Anybody know about the Navy captain? Let me look in the comments. What's up, Dark Princess? She says, I shared a video that said use a blow dryer and aim it up your nose if you're having symptoms. Girl. I told y'all I'm not promoting no homemade remedies. Ain't nobody gonna say they came to T's chat and somebody told them to, spin around in a circle 3 times and eat raw chicken and they'll be cured. No, ma'am. I don't know about that. I haven't, there's certain things I've looked up, and if there's certain things I want to try, I feel comfortable with, that's on me to try, but I'm not going to spread anything or tell anybody that something's a cure-all. So I haven't heard about the blow dryer thing, so I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Look, y'all laughing? There's all types of remedies, honey. Everything from, lemon, hot lemon tea to, drinking scalding hot water. I'm like, you don't fuck around and boil your insides. Talk about drink scalding hot water. There's so many tips out there. It's insane. Okay, you guys. So I've been on here for an hour and 21 minutes. I've had a really good time with you guys. Hopefully next time we won't have issues with StreamYard. I don't know why it's acting like that. But what I'll end up doing in the event that StreamYard ends up going down or the audio's messing up, I'll make sure to just put the clips that I was going to use in both sessions in case one fails and the other one doesn't work. So I'll do that because at this point, I don't trust anything on the internet. It seems like the internet is just having a lot of issues, different sites, just different glitches because, again, everybody's online. So it's putting more stress on the internet. So that's why a lot of stuff is glitching right now. Let me go ahead and read this last super chat, and I'm going to go ahead and log out of here. Dorian Brooks. What's up, Dorian? He says Final Fantasy 14 is a god for people who like MMORPGs. You have to pay monthly, though. Okay, well, there goes a tip for Dorian. And I think Dorian's in high school, I believe. So there goes a tip for Dorian. Yeah, all I know is that a lot of the kids are bored, especially kids who play sports. That's why I went to go get him that little basketball hoop. I mean, it's not like, the same as playing at the park or in the gym, but damn it, there you go. Play basketball in your room. So now that you can hear him up there bouncing around. But yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for joining me. It's already 10:30, so I'm going to try and wind down, and I'll come back. Maybe I'll do another stream tomorrow. But yes, I'm going to have some more news for you guys. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, follow me. All those videos I talked about are on Instagram. I had the full live stream of the bus driver, the live that he talked about before he ended up passing away. So you guys can watch that. And I also have that 5G clip. It's about 10 minutes long, but they're saying some really interesting stuff. So if you're into the whole 5G conspiracy, definitely check that out as well. So I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good night, okay? Deuces.